Alive.
We're alive, huh? All right, here we go. Shalom, yes, brother.
Shalom.
First and foremost, we want to give all praises and glory to
Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem, Yahweh.
double honors to the apostle, elder, and millstone. Peace and blessings to Akim, that speaks the word in all truth and sincerity. I'm still getting Hebrew Israelites, here to wake up the elect of our people. To our people, are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Americans? But you are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites according to the Bible. Esau Edom is a so-called white man according to the Bible. All five Egypt is mark of the beast according to Revelation 13 and 16. As the brothers know, today is the Passover, the Pesach, the One Pesach, where the high holy day, a solemn assembly, very serious day, man. Back in the ancient world, during the time of our forefather Moses, Lord Yahweh Shai deliver us from the Egyptians, man. And also our Lord Yahweh Shai died on the Passover, man. He laid his life down for the sheep, for the nation of Israel. So knowing that, what manner of person we ought to be in our holiness and godliness and conduct, So we're gonna go into the prophecies and Lord willing, you brothers and sisters out there, be edified through the spirit and power of Yahweh outside.
Book of Revelation, chapter 19 and verse 10, and it reads, "And I fell at his feet to worship him."
Right, and this is the talk of God,
And he said unto me, "See thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant, and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahweh Shai. Worship power. Worship God. For the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy."
Right, so the testimony of our Lord Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy. Prophecy means to say before. And before destruction comes, the Lord will send out his prophets before he brings the judgment, man. And who are the prophets about to come to pass? The all five Egypt, which is the major prophecy. That's why it's made mandatory in America and throughout the whole world. The famines, the plague, the tribulation, Jacob's trouble. We are in the midst of those times, man. But these people, they think that they're going to be in a good case. Things are slightly going like normal so-called. Some states don't require masks to wear, going to certain public places. But we understand that we trust in the prophecy and that instructions come to America. Coming to
Book of Isaiah, chapter 13, verse 1. Burden of Babylon, which Isaiah, the son of Amos, did see.
Right, now this Babylon, this is not talking about ancient Babylon, because when you go to the latter verse, saying that this place was destroyed by fire and brimstone. That didn't happen in the ancient Babylonian. It was just a time for power. There to be besieged, did a military attack on Babylon, and made Babylon a province to the person of each captivity. And
so going into the word burden, it starts 848 to 53, which is Mashah. All right. And one of the definitions is the load, bearing, tribute, burden, lifting. And the second definition, which also it's a lot of wickedness that's loaded up in this place, man. Right? And the second definition is utterance, oracle, or burden. Right? So going into the word utterance or oracle, meaning to speak against. Yeah. But what the word oracle means, to prophesy.
yes, the second verse said the prophecy of Babylon. Babylon the Great. That's going to be taken down by destruction, by fire and brimstone.
All right. If you banner upon the high mountain,
Right? What's the banner? Bible. The Bible is something to show you. In the words of Yahweh outside, the dark and hiding the earth. Bringing us out the earth. Jacob the pit. Jacob's fall with the right doctrine of Yahweh outside, because he's possible to illustrate this from God.
all right. He exalt the voice unto them.
Exalt the voice unto them. it said you shall hear a voice of trembling. The voice of trembling is loud, man. So it gets your attention. Yeah.
But Isaiah chapter 58, verse 1, cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sins, yet they seek me daily.
That's exalt the voice of them. Cry aloud, spare not. And we don't spare our people feel how they feel upon how the Lord feels. It's about what you how about side feel, not just how we feel. Because if we would come out here how we feel, then we will be doing our own will. Midnight, go blow a trumpet, go piss people off, man. All right? We out here in the highways, and we blowing that trumpet. We don't care, like the brother said, we don't care how people feel, we got to tell it like it is. Now, spit in the scripture. All right? It's book of Jeremiah, chapter 6.
Verse 10, it reads, to whom shall I speak and give warning that they may hear?
Sacrifice with the nation. So-called Negroes, Latinos, and Americans. Behold, their ears is uncircumcised, unclean. Now, remember, about people that they have a says, wisdom cannot enter into a malicious soul, which is talking about two-thirds of Israel, and they cannot hearken. Behold, the word of Yahweh is unto them as a reproach. They have no delight in it. They don't want to repent. It's really how about got an angel down here blocking, so they won't receive the truth. Because the Lord of all is saved. Because the Lord had the council, this council sort of church Israel, which are non-believers and gainsayers, man. Against the word, against their own heritage. And that's because now, into the promised land, Joshua and Caleb, because they were faithful men, and the tribe of Ephraim and Judah best. No. Right, not them. Second Ezra 15 and 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which thou will put in thy mouth, saith Yahweh. Back to the book of Isaiah, chapter 13, verse 2. In the middle, shake the hand. All right, so the book of Isaiah, chapter 13, verse 1. The burden of Babylon. Verse 2. Lift me up a banner upon the high mountain. Right, what's the high mountain? The high mountain is America. The high mountain is America is at its peak right now. But it's going to fall. Exalt the voice unto them. Shake the hand. Shake the hand. Go to rebuke. Rebuke in this place, man. There are a lot of homosexual sodomites. Yeah, as it is written in the book of Revelation 11 and 8. And it says, so spiritually defined Saddam and Egypt. There's a lot of freakism going on in Egypt too, man. Right? That's why when the scriptures say, do not, as what you saw them do in Egypt dealing with the law, it went into a whole bunch of abominable sexual acts because the Egyptians were a bunch of freaks. All right? So they shake their hand that they may go into the gates of the locusts. Right. Yeah, interest us in place of the media sites, such as even their council, the Southern Pop the Project Mosquito, the Rex 84 program, Operation Exercise, those are the cases of real soon. Some of the elected in Israel have to stand for it. Yeah, we've been labeled identity extremists already. Labeled as a hate. You know, and for justifying, hey, that was like what you have done to it. Man. Go out there, turn our woman out against us. Spirit was cursed, but the Lord used it as a whooping stick to the nation of Israel.
Luke chapter 22, verse 12. But before all these, they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you, delivering you up to the synagogues and into prison, being brought before the kings and rulers of for my name's sake.
Right, so that's that Gation Noble. Brother, you're going to be led into the case of rocket trouble, these military generals, you know, sergeants, you know, all to fulfill prophecy.
Yeah. All right, so back to Isaiah chapter 13, verse 3. I have commanded my sanctified one.
Right, and what's the sanctified one? John 17. Sanctified ones are the elect. And sanctified means cleansed, set apart, holy. Set apart. You know, the Lord has made the elect cleansed by way of the word, man. The word is pure. Every word of Most High is pure. They have
John, like it. Verse chapter 17 and verse 17. Sanctify them through thy truth. Thy word is truth.
right. Our Messiah speaking to them as he follows prayer. You know, so he was talking about his disciples at that time, but now it transfers to the elect, the 144,000. He charged, man. You know, so that scripture again.
This is the book of John, chapter 17, verse 17. Sanctify them through truth.
Yep.
Thy word is truth.
Right, man. Thy word is truth.
Back to Isaiah chapter 13, verse 3, in the middle. I've also called my mighty ones for mine anger.
Right, and what's the mighty ones? The angels. You know, that work on the count, that work on the minds of these people, these kings, get all by outside will. For example, the council of Mount Gilead in heaven, the angels Satan basically had deceived the prophets of Baal of King Ahab. So King Ahab could be destroyed and killed, man. So the same thing that happens to the heathen nation, man. You know, putting the spirit in the President Biden and the Rothschilds and the Phillips book. Like watching that Joe Song 7849. How you say that? Mighty ones them are the angels, man. That do the bidding of Yahweh Shalom, the right hand side of the left. That's the foundation.
Verse 49, cast upon them the fierceness of his anger, wrath and indignation and trouble, by sending evil angels among them.
Like the angels are demons. Happens during the times of Easter. But the Lord does the same thing right now. When he wants to fulfill by sending the angels, the Lord Yahweh Shai sent the angels to the king, puts them in the spirit to be has way deep. Paraphrase. That's it. Verse 3 finishing up. Even them that rejoice in my life, like angels love to right? They're not like us where we know good and evil. We're in this wicked vile flesh, this changing darkness, and we are prone to go off. The angels are in heavenly bodies, of their own, and they are programmed to do what Yahweh wants them to do. Whether it be on the right hand side or the left hand side. That's why you got angels that close up the heart here and
in the eyes of these people that walk by. No question. No question. No questions. No, no people coming up there trying to inquire. You might have some attention. That goes on to make your fall upon the road. That get on the scene. That means the human has right? Verse 4. The noise of the multitude in the mountains began to the great multitude noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. Yahweh Shai opposed mustering the host of the battle, right? That's the army being God's given and battling at the host of the which is over there by the first book. I think that, the Lord counsel shall stand, man. The Lord word is possible. Don't go out for it. As he said, none of these shall fail. It's not impossible. Book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 2, and it reads, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat. Yep. Jehoshaphat is the Lord's judge. The Lord who judges Egypt and did the nation of Israel strong with Egypt. And I will plead with them and plead means judge. Therefore, my people and for my heritage, Israel, whom they have scattered amongst the nations. Yeah, because of these nations, they help for these Christians of nations. Being allied to Esau. So they're going to figure that up too. Punishment. And part of my land, because our land, so far, 1948 is our land, and it's the area. So they started our land, man. We got two hit nations that's fighting over land that's not there. All right, and it reads, they go from a far country to the end of heaven, even Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. Right? And that's talking about the ICBM missile. It says they come from a far country. The ICBM missile is the acronym that stands for intercontinental ballistic missile. So it goes from different continents to the other. And these missiles, ICBM missiles, they take about 30 minutes. It says land as in the singular sense. And land is Babylon the Great. Babylon will be destroyed in an hour. Right. And that's why Malachi says, I will build, but the Lord said I will throw down. Esau built all his infrastructure, his council. But guess what, man? The council of the heathen comes to naught. As the scripture says. Because the wisdom of this world is foolish. Right. And scripture say that wicked wisdom is not wisdom.
Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord,
in all the land, this land, once again, it's talking about the land.
two parts therein shall be cut off from God.
Right. I read this is the Israel. That won't repent.
But the third shall be left therein.
The third shall be left therein. That's what they're the elect. Starting with the 100 souls from God, which is the government body of Yahweh Shai. And the rest of them, because this consists of the men that believe in the health of the prophets, the word, Yahweh Shai, the word, the women and children that will be saved by the elect men. because the men is the head of the household. So I'm gonna start off with the men. So they're all gonna be Israelites. They have to be Israelites. That's the definition.
I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is my power.
Right? Lord, when you elect the fire, is when you elect delivered by the chance of Israel, so far you're both on the outside and he come deliver them. The fire. That fire is gonna be the lake of fire. Christ said, listen, man, that's the lake of fire. You know? The scripture said, Christ shall scarcely say, you know. And he said, they shall know the name. Yeah. Yes, they shall know my name. So the elect is gonna have a name, Yahweh Shemosah. You know, we know this by faith. That the Father names for our power. Yahweh, the name for Yahweh, the Son of Yahweh. Well, ignorantly calls God Christ, which are so-called black men according to the Bible.
Right, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 63. It's lucky in verse 1. Who is that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? This that is glory in his apparel.
Right, that's something about Yahweh. He does glory to apparel because although Yahweh is coming and power and great glory. You know, power that will never be before seen the earth, man. To let people know, they should know that they're but men. You know?
Reveling in the greatness of his strength.
Right. One round to another.
Level up.
Gonna lift up the stance.
One Zechariah chapter 8 shall be the house of David. You know, the elect shall be as the angel of Alahayim before Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai.
What do one angel slew out 185,000 sinners? One angel.
One angel.
So, yeah,
and you best believe, man, you know, when he did that in a short amount of time. You know, that's why all these little ideas that enemies, you know, he got one foot and he goes up and just runs through a whole army to get a scripture. Because it's written in the account. You had dudes like Samson, you had dudes like King David, who slayed his tens of thousands. You had the angel that came down from the heavens from the chariots to help out the children of Israel, like in the time of Joshua. You know? And then also when the Lord, you know, rained down a fire upon our enemies, and that was when our people were right. And now here's the thing: it's why you devils are shit out of luck. It's prophesied to the soul. There's nothing you can do about it because now all Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai needs is remnant. You elect just 144,000. You got millions and millions and millions of the children of Israel. You take all these 12 tribes into consideration, man. You know how the scripture says that the children of Israel are as the sands of the sea. Meaning we like to reproduce and we very widely populated. We got Israelites that look like other nations, man. Scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And all Yahweh and Yahweh Shai needs a small remnant, 144,000.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 63, and verse 1. Starting at the end of verse 1.
How that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. This part of Isaiah.
Wherefore art thou red in apparel, and the garment like him that treadeth in the wine fat.
That was an ancient. will have people. It will tread the grapes
you're like like I Love Lucy. That show I Love Lucy, where she's stomping on all the bricks.
So our people don't do that to get all the blood from the grapes. So the scripture says, hallelujah, how it's trying to stop out Esau and the cheap. You know?
Finishing up on the book of Isaiah, chapter 13, all right, verse 6. How ye for the day of Yahweh see how it shines. Verse 5. They come from a far country, from the end of heaven, right? Which are the ice beam, you know, even Yahweh Ba'asim Yahweh Shai, and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land.
Yes, so once again, our whole land is American, and that's the Lord's sword. You know, the ice beam missile. That the wait.
Yeah, I'm already.
Oh, you already know.
All right, so the book of Isaiah, chapter 54, verse 16. Behold, I have created the smith that throws the coals in the fire.
Right, the smith are the God they shine. Adam to make the top bond walk down to the ice beam missile. Which is possible that the Lord, which is wisdom that the Lord gave him to destroy himself.
And if I could add on to that, that proves that Yahweh Ba'asim Yahweh Shai, he is all powerful, omnipotent, because he got the Edomites doing what he wants them to do. You know, that's why I keep saying every now and then, you Edomites are playing yourselves, man, playing your role.
With him, you stretch his wisdom, deceive and the deceiver ahead.
In the fire, and that bringeth forth the instrument of his works.
Nice, locked up in the safe house or something, or in the exhibition. Yes. They were created to be used. Man.
All right, so back to Isaiah chapter 13, verse 6. How ye for the day of Yahweh Yahweh Shai is at hand. I already goes to the first verse, you know, what brothers were saying, you know, cry aloud, spare not. All right, this is deadly serious, man. You people walking around thinking, you know, what are they looking forward to? For this pandemic to end and they can go back to business as usual. So they can try and fulfill their American dream, live in their little white picket fence, die of old age, somebody else next to them and shit. You know, it's the full, low vibrational, peaceful life. What scriptures say, when they shall say peace and safety, it's done destruction. I'm upon it. Yeah, this is serious, man.
Because when Esau wants everybody to be caught off guard. Because if everybody knew, if Esau would tell everybody that the time is going down, that money is going down, you know, what's the difference? They were scared. Esau won't mindset. That's not mindset. So
We want them blows into a false sense of security.
right. You want to be kind of get fat, that's the tactic.
Gradualism like a serpent. Serpent will watch you weak. You know what I'm saying?
It goes into saying, not really saying submessive to the frog. Boiling the frog. You don't kill the frog and then you boil it. You boil the frog while it's still alive, and what they do, they start with cold water and then lukewarm water. They put the flame on low. That's all you got on low. If you put the frog in boiling water, it's gonna jump out immediately.
And also, frogs not paying attention. And they're not paying attention, man. To the signs that's coming.
False sense of security.
Talk about here everything. So it's possible great live show. daily sit down, man. So people have no book to sin. No cover for their sins.
Back to Isaiah chapter 13. Now indeed, for the day of Yahweh Shai is at hand, it shall come as a destruction from the Almighty.
See, this destruction is not going to be of men. It's going to be of Yahweh Shai because he's going to be the one that get all the glory, man. You know? Because at the end of the day, you know, for years Esau has been getting all these accolades, you know, praise of men that he's one. And he's the one as deal the nations.
Our people fear Esau more than they fear the Most High.
Right.
Chapter 5, verse 18. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. So what end is it for you?
Right.
The day of
And I find Christian men that want to, you know, that desire to see the Lord. You know, the rapture with the Jesus Christ, the white people, blonde hair, like fuck hard said, like Charles Manson. You know, nah, man. Nah, man, the Lord ain't coming like that, man. He come with trust.
the day of the Lord is darkness and not light.
Yep. Darkness is not light because terrorists is gonna block out the missile is gonna block out the skies and stuff, man. The moon, the stars, the sun. It's gonna be dark, man, when I look at how outside comes. And when the sun is dark, you know, it's like a scary feeling, man. They got Bill
Like Egypt with plagues as before. You know, that's the burden of that. And so, you go to Wisdom Solomon, I believe it's chapter 18, if I'm not mistaken, the Marshall's Apparitions. 17, God. Chapter 17, dealing with the Marshall's Apparitions, created creatures. All right, it's gonna, hey, it's the reason why, you know, the Lord is considered the king of terror, man. I was telling you, a terrible demon like that.
Also, I say you got spirits created for vengeance. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 9 and verse 12. This is the mindset of people that they have false spirit. For men also knoweth not the time, as the fishes that are taken in an evil net. Yeah, because the fish go around the sea. They don't know it's going to be someone's dinner that night. And the birds that are caught in the snare. Right. So are the sons of man snared in an evil time. You're going to be caught up. You're going to be entangled there by Esau's wicked counsel. You know, if you don't repent, because the heathens forget about it, they're going to be destroyed anyway. You know, the salvation is not with us.
Right, the fish see a worm and think he good. He about to eat his kid and he gone. He on somebody's dinner plate next to him. You know what I'm saying?
Or another animal.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, so verse 7. Therefore shall all hands faint, and every man's heart shall melt.
Yeah, everybody gonna be mistaken. Now, man starts to as women. Man right now is feminine. You know, so how much more deconstruction? You know,
You know, that's what I say. A man shall prevail as a man shall be as a woman prevails with his paraphrasing. You know what I'm saying? But that's how the men gonna be out here because they're feminine. They're not raised right. Society gives power to the women. It's under a feminine influence. If you look at it, you know, instead of teaching masculine principles for the men, they do nothing about making men out to be women. And it's not also to mention that the majority of our people are raised by single moms. Man. All right, they got no men in the house. They grow up all feminine. You know what I'm saying? And when I say feminine, you know, that also means emotional as well, man. You know, dudes getting butthurt over the slightest things. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you see amongst some people. Dudes getting shocked because of slight things. You know? Like, I believe it came out in this movie. I don't know if it was Black Panther. It was one of those movies where you had a little kid, he beat an older dude at playing basketball, and then the older dude went and shot the little kid, man.
Yeah, that was man, it was not Jude. It was one of them.
Right. That's the spirit that our people are in, a feminine, emotional, weak-ass spirit. It says, show yourself best. Build up that voice, show yourself best. Thanks for coming in, man. Yo, sometimes Esau being the physical counterpart, sometimes the way he operates, he takes advantage of our emotions. You get up to turn on each other. That's why I'm thinking at the bench. Stop being so emotional, okay? Stop being so damn emotional. And spiritual people say, all right, you does the same thing. It beats you a straight for beating your death. Right?
Book of Zephaniah, chapter 1, verse 13, and it reads, Therefore their goods shall become a booty.
Because it says that basically
That's the woman too. Hey, that's no good. Your booty is good. And their houses are desolate. They shall also build houses, but none inhabit them. And they shall plant vineyards, but not drink the wine thereof. The great day of Yahweh is near. It is near and fasteth greatly. Even the voice of the day of Yahweh, the mighty man shall cry there bitterly.
right. What's the fight there really? Outside come maybe scared that they see outside that but also like you said earlier, feminine men. That a lot of these feminine men, they can bodybuilders, they can homosexual. All kind of like they got a lot of estrogen, you know. I was gonna say for the gym those days, yo. Yeah, right.
Second Ezra chapter 13. All right, verse let me see. I'm gonna get to the point that's up on top. All right. So read. All right. Second Ezra chapter 13, verse 8. Well, let me start at verse 6. So behold, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it.
Right, and that's a chariot. Now, look, you know, outside gonna be on the big second turn.
And like the scripture says, he will not meet you as a man. All right, see, last time he came as a man, he came as a sheep. He came as a sacrificial lamb for Israel for the elect sin. All right, he played the humble role. Now he has earned from that and come as a power. He's coming with the thousands of heaven. All right, so it's written a few verses above. All right, and it reads, but I would have seen the region or place where out the hill was graven.
Yeah, so as you see the starting point of the chariot, the ending point, you can measure how big it was. That's how big the chariot was.
I know. All right, and I could not. And after this, I beheld and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him.
Those that was gathered together, that's a hope of heaven that he was going to fight against. Esau military troops. Got that war in heaven. Going to Revelation 12 chapter.
Satan and his angels is not really talking about some red pitchfork guy and then a whole bunch of little minions that red pitchfork guys. Satan and his angels is talking about this devil, so-called white man, and all these heathen nations. It's a collective of all their air forces put together. All right, all the military forces, all their military put together. All right, to fight against the wicked power, to fight against Yahweh Shai. All right, and it reads, "But I would have seen Osiris, all right, and all they which were gathered together, he subdued him, the soul afraid."
They were afraid, man. Because they had never seen Esau, they have never seen the power up close. They have never seen the type of technology that the Lord has, man. Different colors, different shapes. The cherries, they got different shapes too, man. Fear olive. It was a cherry that looked like a squid with tentacles on it, man. You see that, like, like that. How you play that?
I'm sure it's stuff that define the laws of physics. Why? Because they are not governed by this physical plane. They are spiritual objects that are on the spiritual plane. All right, or people, or Jake like to say when he wants to speak metaphysics. That's how it is, and there's no fighting against it. Especially the face man. Trust in the soul. Who gave him that soul? Yahweh Yahweh Shai. So really, it was Isaac. In what power Yahweh Yahweh Shai? Right. So it reads. Right. Yet there is fight, and lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword or any instrument of war.
I was trying to prepare him so we see the heaven coming. Because you already got the victory already.
Right.
You understand that fights are dogs, man. The dogs can pass around about. Talking about the Romans when they were around Yahweh Shai, so you know that dogs. They're like nothing.
Like as a spittle.
Right.
Right. Yahweh Shai is about to have prison. You look into that word prison, it's going to be, when someone's in a state where he's being laughed at, humiliated. These heathens are about to be humiliated, man. The weak saying they're strong. You got the Edomites, they think they're on top of the world. All right, and all these heathens, they think they're proud because there's some hidden creatures that wicked counsel worked against us. They may have hands in a most predicament. They see who the spiritual beings that's on the who the angels, how they look like, how the Lord looks like. They're gonna be very afraid because they know how they did the so-called black, all right? Yeah. The so-called the Hebrew Israelites, all right, and they're gonna be humiliated. Yeah.
Behold, Lord will come with fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind. Fire. This chariots are the UFO. So both Lord's power. To render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. Buffeting him. Yep. Slapping. Yep. Yep. Or pops out who slapped his face. Yeah, blast. Yep. Pierce them and shit. Yep. Pierce.
Book of Zephaniah, chapter 3, verse 8. Therefore, wait ye upon me, saith the Lord.
That's what we gotta do. We gotta wait for the hell of our side, man. We can't go out and do matters of our own hands, man. Because that's a sin. That would be a sin. So shoot something not. This is fine for fair control. Right.
Until the day that I rise up to the fray, for my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms to pour upon them my indignation.
Right. Most but you're doing that now. Right? Being on early like 10:15, that the Lord is busting up the host of the battle, meaning different heat to keep, to do his will. send a missile, send a missile, Syria.
Yeah.
You know, to cause friction. Across the nation.
He got them North Koreans doing the tests and shit,
Tests.
you know, see that start rumors, you know.
Even all my fierce anger, all the earth shall be devoured by the fire of my jealousy.
Burning, burning field.
Isaiah chapter 13, verse 8. And they shall be afraid, all right? Also like it. Verse 7, there shall all hands faint, and every man's heart shall melt. They shall be afraid, pain and sorrow shall take over. They shall see a shame as a woman is travailed. Like,
Like, if the man gonna be like this, how much more the woman? Those things that's about to come upon the earth, man. We gonna be here too. That's why we know, God about to stop with the fish, so we can go with it. Deserve to shed perils. You know, so judgment, how I call on. You know, so we gonna be in praise too. But the difference is, so we'll see how that has protection about it, man.
it may be, you know, as women in travail, that's realistic. Why? Because they're not, doesn't mean they're going to get birth to little kids. No, it's talking about the famine. When you're in the midst of a famine, you start to get shriveled up, you feel an unbearable pain in your coming from your loins, man. So you're gonna have a lot of men shriveled up in fetal position, you know, dying, and that's their how do I put it? That's gonna be their judgment because he, like the scripture said, men shall not eat with bread and drink alone. All right, you know, a lot of our people, they refuse to get the spiritual food. So y'all about to
Proverbs chapter 21 and verse 1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. Yahweh Bashim outside. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. Whenever the Lord wants that king, that equal person, like a rushing river stream, can't that's the thing. So basically, you can't do your whole stuff. There's no such thing as
Isaiah chapter 13, verse 8, finishing up, it reads, they shall be amazed one at another, the faces shall be as flames. Behold, the day of Yahweh outside cometh, rule with wrath and fierce anger. The fate of its land desolate, he shall destroy sinners thereof out of it.
the land. That's marriage to Babylon's great. You know, but it says he tries to destroy the sins of sinners. As a consequence with Jacob, there is the earth. They take to the word, they make it live and true. Gotta pray.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 8, verse 4. Unto you, O men, I call, and my voice is to the sons of men.
He didn't like that. All the British started kicking up and stuff.
law, therefore we are on that side too. We have to stand against this wickedness.
Oh, we not because you got no one to judge. No, so like I said, it has to have people to earth, judge and balance to determine whether it's wicked or right.
That way it takes away the closeness.
Because for the Most High, false balance, abomination.
Right. Hosea chapter 12, verse 10.
I have also spoken by the prophet, and I have spoken by the minister of the prophet.
Verse 6. Scorpio saying by the prophet. Lord speaks slow. Sometimes he speaks crazy, sometimes he speaks slow, because he don't want everybody to get it. As Yahweh said to the prophet, only of us use the bishop. Them, and it's not given.
Hosea chapter 4, verse 1. Isaiah chapter 9, chapter 13, verse 9. Behold, the day of Yahweh shall come. Rule is like a ruler, both his wrath and his anger. The day of the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sin of This is Hosea chapter 4, verse 1. Hear the word of the Lord, ye children of Israel, for the Lord hath a controversy with the inhabitants of the land.
There is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of the Most High in the land. Yes, that's that book. Hip hop. Be your own God. You set up your platform to do what you want to do and say that.
That's a lot of that's Spanish that reggae song that that's a lot of that you're saying, man.
They're your own private Hollywood, man. Everybody's a star. Everybody they on the scene, and that's based on how they feel. Not the scripture. I got it. Verse 2. By swearing and lying and killing and stealing. They swear. I swear to God.
On God.
God.
Like, who are you?
God. And committing adultery. They speak to David's wife. His homeboy's wife like that. They break out and blood touches blood. Yeah, and blood touches blood. Murders, man. Because Jacob murdered his own brother because he hated him because he got a better chain than him.
Time.
You know?
Now that spirit of jealousy. Dude, I always hated that spirit, man. Like that's the spirit. Like I always hated that spirit. So like, yeah.
That convention spirit.
Right. Which is the way it came. Cain was jealous. There's other people, they got that spirit. Because they fought away to Esau. That spirit. Verse 3. Therefore shall the land mourn.
Everyone that dwelleth therein shall languish.
Fraud, you know.
With the beasts of the field, and with the fowls of heaven, see the fishes of the sea also shall be taken away.
Verse 12. Be astonished, O ye heavens, at this, and be horribly afraid, be very desolate, said the Yahweh, because this is a serious matter. All right, and we just read in the book of Isaiah chapter 13, dealing with how Yahweh is going to cut off the sinners thereof. All right, what is sin? Transgression of the law, and who's the law given to? The children of Israel. So God's going to cut off wicked children, 2/3 of the children of Israel, man, the sinners. Right? What does it say? That's why it's a serious matter. Right? So it reads, all right, for my people have committed two evil. They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters, all right, which is knowledge is truth.
That's going to first commandment. Outside not having no God before you. That such like how about outside? So what's the Jesus?
Right? Yeah, that's it. Mentioned black culture, Native American culture, Latino culture, all these broken systems. That's we must be that. If we have forsaken me, the fountains of living waters, and keep them out systems, broken systems that can hold no water. And you go to the word systems just for further edification. It's talking about containers, vessels that are supposed to hold water. All right, and they keep them out. Basically, they made themselves, vessels that are broken. All right, which if you think about it in a logical perspective, that makes no sense. Like how you go, you have a big river right here, you got pure water flowing through, and then you go and make yourself a broken vase, a broken bottle that can't hold anything, and this is what you want to drink up from the fountain of living water. That's why, like we read earlier, men shall be as women in travail because they refuse to eat the spiritual food. So Yahweh Shai is going to take away the physical. Yahweh Shai is going to throw them up set perils.
I got the book of Matthew. Book of Matthew, chapter 5, and verse 33. Slocky, I'll start at 34. But I say unto you, swear not at all, neither by heaven, for it is Yahweh's, by Hashem Yahushai. Throne, Slocky. All right, I'll start at 33. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, and verse 33. Again, ye have heard that ye have heard it hath been said by them of old times, thou shalt not forswear thyself, but shalt perform unto Yahweh thine oath. But I say unto you, swear not at all, neither by heaven, for it is Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh, Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai's throne.
Yeah, so you're not supposed to swear because, like you said earlier, swear means make an oath.
God.
So you don't want to make an oath, then you break it. Because the Lord requires you to make promise on your own.
Yep.
That's what Yahweh sounds from.
God.
And this is the oath that we took. It's true. Yahweh Shai put us in the truth. Serve him. And guess what? Guess what? Took that oath. He put to death, man.
God.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 65, verse 12. Therefore will I number you to the sword.
Yep. The Lord will number you to the sword, man. With the ultimate sword is the ICBM.
Ye shall all bow down to the slaughter. Because when I called, ye did not answer.
Right. I was going to follow right now by way of instruction. Not to be not to have a right? Stop being of this world, man. There's the ways of sin and death. Hey, still sits at the moment. Guess what's going to lead to your death, man? Jacob have a far side of mentality. You have an inside mentality. Everything right now is before them.
They take no step further and blaspheme against Yahweh. That's why you got these celebrities that say, laugh now, cry later, which is a reference to that scripture that Grace brought out. Last time at camp, you know what I'm saying? Because the Lord said that, okay, they're going to laugh now, they're rejoicing now, but guess what? They're up to father the devil, doing the lust of the father the devil, and like the scripture say, the triumphant of the hypocrites before a moment. So when this devil goes down, the thirst goes down with him. That's talking about these high-level celebrities and all these wicked-ass jigs that sold out. They will go down with this devil, man. Ain't no, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no coming back into repentance right when you don't know. Y'all gonna go down with this devil, man. Y'all receive the consolation.
Hey, ain't no half stepping.
Yeah, you're not gonna jump ship and then, you know what I'm saying? No, we're not gonna be that's good for you to jump ship and switch sides like that. When I spake, ye did not hear, but did evil before mine eyes,
delighted not.
Oh.
First John chapter 2, verse 15 reads, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him.
Right? I'm saying you're not serving the most high man. You have to just be the Lord. You can't be past the slaves, past the world. No, man. Figure out. All right.
Verse 16, for all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the
Lust
lust
of
of
the
the eyes,
eyes. That's the church. That's the eye. That's the covenant. Not according to your heart's wish. You know? Not being content. Being incontent. You know? Perfect. You know? Look down people because they don't have a thing to care. You know? That's our first portion in life. You know? That's us. You know?
and the pride of life.
This is the part of life America. America is the epitome of the pride of life. It's why the Lord will destroy this place. Before the pies,
Alex McCauley spirit.
yeah,
You know, yeah, God. Who your favorite guy Jay-Z was with? You know? God. Yeah, you know, they're God. You know, they call his name Jay-Z Hova, you know, because that's their God. You know? Right. She's supposed to be the Mother Mary, I guess.
President goes to an inauguration and he gets a whole bunch of spirits put on him. Same thing with these celebrities.
God.
There is an actual deity that represents each and every one of the celebrities you go into.
I was like,
Drake is out there, you know, he's got an owl, his merchandise, because that's what he goes to. He goes to that public, man.
it's like when you know, I went to a Jay-Z concert. You know, quick testimony. Went to a concert, and he said, you know, even in his lyrics, he was like, you know, I turned to reading this into churches. You know what I mean? It's right there playing in the lyrics, and he has you summoning spirits and you know, giving me your energy and all that with all this demonic symbolism and stuff. You know?
Proverbs chapter 16, verse 18. Pride goeth before destruction, and an haughty of spirit before a fall.
right? Pride is one of the part of the fire. It's turned fake. So that's pride, man. You know? And that pride will lead to destruction to your demise.
Verse 19. Better it is to be of an humble spirit with the lowly than to divide the spoil with the proud.
How about some
That's that Moses spirit.
right?
He didn't want to be the Pharaoh's wife.
So
Yeah, that daughter's son. So like, yeah.
that's not the tip.
Oh.
You know, you the best of the world, but you slip that for your about son.
I got a piece.
First John chapter 2 and 16. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life is not of the Father, but of the world. First John chapter 2, verse 16. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life is not of the Father, but it is of the world.
He's not in the Father, but he's in the world. Because outside is not understood. Outside made a statement that the things of this world have nothing to do with me. You know, which which was the Romans, this was Esau. You know, this war doesn't have nothing to do with Yahweh's son, man. You know, rebellion, you know, disobedience, guiltiness, concupiscence. That's how I would.
Verse 17. And the world passes away, the less thereof.
The world passes away. Esau. As Esau is the end of the world, Jacob is the beginning of the world. And what the world is the week high on this means age, period of time. Age of Esau's fruitship.
Verse 17. And the world passes away,
Which is the way of Esau's people.
and the less thereof. But he that doeth the will of Yahweh abideth forever.
Right. So we got to put the will of God forever. You know, next, have to take all these things, man. You know, this world, man, and praise and can't repent it. God about to start with the spirit back to the pit. You can't where's the pit, man? Because what we're doing is keep the losses of the best of our ability, rehearsing the righteous acts. It's only to be a child for you to come in the kingdom. Because the lost commandment is going to be the governing standard in the kingdom. Right? Because the lost commandment is going to be the inward parts of the elect who are Holy Spirit. We start talking about that new covenant. That new covenant. Right, bro.
Yeah, those are the things that we
Yeah, you got it.
Second Corinthians chapter 4, verse 18. Matter of fact, let me see. Oh, hold on. Let me start at verse 16. All right, so it reads, for which cause we faint not, though our outward man perish, yet the inward man is renewed day by day. Because, our flesh, this truth takes a toll on our flesh. That's why the scripture says, the same thing born out. You know what I'm saying? Because, being here, like I said, we could have been in the world, but it's a greater thing, it's a greater calling for us to do. All right?
As I began, I flipped. Because we are in this decrepit body. And God change the darkness.
All right, yet the inward man is renewed day by day. So as these bodies age, our spirits are being strengthened, man. And the thing is actually spiritual gym. So verse 17, for our light affliction, which is but for a moment, all right, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. Basically meaning all the hell we catch in this truth is going to be light. It's going to be temporary, which it really is temporary. Job, I believe it's chapter 5 or chapter 20, if I'm not mistaken, dealing with how, the devil was ruling for a short time. All right, 20, 25. Yeah. And so it reads, this is our light affliction. You know what I'm saying? So all the hell we catch on this side is going to be nothing compared to the exceeding and eternal weight of glory that comes from the heaven that we're going to get in the kingdom. We're going to get a new vessel. We're going to get the treasure of the earth. We're going to have to see it under our feet. All right? Verse 18, but we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things, we look not at the things which are seen, which, brothers have said, it's the things of this world, man. Brothers say you can have something what you like. Yeah, those are the things that are seen. You're going to become a rapper, a producer, an athlete, you know what I'm saying, an actor. You're going to become even in the corporate world, you could have been a CEO or something. You know what I'm saying? But we look not at the things which are seen. We look toward that which is heaven. All right? But at the things which are not seen, or the things which are seen are temporal. All right? Because all this is going to be burnt away, man. Everything you see before you is going to be burnt away. All right? With the ICBM thermonuclear missile. So why would you take part in a sinking ship? So to speak. But the things which are not seen are eternal. Right? And that's what it is. Because that goes back to the parable of doubting Thomas. And Yahushua said, blessed are you, but blessed are them which believe and have not seen. All right? We haven't seen the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? We haven't seen the Lord come back yet in this lifetime. But guess what? We're getting ready to see him, and we believe he's coming. We believe in the kingdom. We believe in the vessel, the new bodies. All right? Everything, the reward, we believe in.
Just will live by faith.
If you believe we're Israelites, the land where it said ye are not the children of Israel, it shall be said unto them, you are the sons of the living power.
God. This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 6, verse 4, and it reads, "For it is impossible for those who were once enlightened and have tasted of the heavenly gift and were made partakers of the Holy Spirit."
Back in the world, brought them 7 demons with
God. And that's why I wanted to bring that up. It was a little bit late, but I was holding it. And I'll finish it off. Verse 5. "And have tasted the good word of the power and the powers of the world to come."
They tasted this word, that they're Israelites, knowing that salvation on them. The Lord had that heavy protection on them for a moment. Guess what, man? They departed from it, man. So the Lord will take their hands off. The Lord will lead us here of the person, man.
God.
If they don't remain with us, they will never love us.
Chapter 125, verse 3. For the rod of the wicked shall not rest upon the lot of the righteous, lest the righteous put forth their hands unto iniquity.
Yes, so the only way the rod of wicked is going to rest upon the rod of righteous is if they fall onto iniquity, fall not the truth. Righteous represents the Israelites. In fact, they're not the fathers. They're going to buy the truth to be saved, and I'm going to talk about. And you know what that's predestinated to, because they know where you can fool the elect after that. So, if they go into that, they would never part of, they're predestined not to make it.
So then, because thou art lukewarm and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth.
Halfway in the world, like Pastor always say, they go on they just look at this as a hobby. They don't look at this thing as life. It's just a window shop. They ready to pick this up. They put things first before you holler about something. And the Lord rather that you're cold or hot, meaning not at the tree, not doing the work, or you're hot, you're on fire. That's
Chapter 11, verse 3. Chapter 12, verse 3. The name of the keepers of the house shall tremble. No man shall bow themselves.
the keepers of the house. That's the trying to find. Now watch over the monetary system. Stop.
And the grinder teeth.
Grind all these jobs. You see that? All these spots. All these jobs are shut down. Mom and pop shops are closed down due to the trial World 19.
Because there are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened.
Those that look out the windows dark and themselves future. See it. Why go back into the world when you know that this place will be destroyed? Why try to fulfill your aspirations about that's why they're not normal, man. That's the demons earlier 7 demons space. And they think about this too, man. If I speak as a man, but I believe if they don't go by, they think of this. All right.
For the door shall be shut in the street, and the sound of the grinding is slow, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low.
Yes, all the daughters of music. That's got a wicked vibration. That was perfect. Perfect. All your legends and music industry are all dying, man. Right. Right. Back then it was soul. I part those, 70s, 80s, you had beatbox.
Yeah, you bet.
90s, you had R&B, hip hop. It's still little rhythm and blues. Hell,
Wickedness, man. The whole world live for wickedness right now.
you know.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 13, verse 37. He answered and said unto them, He that soweth the good seed is the Son of Man. Matthew chapter 13, verse 3.
This is sower and seed parable.
And he spake many things unto them in parables, saying, Behold, a sower went forth to sow. Verse 4, and when he sowed, some seeds fell by the wayside, and the fowls came and devoured them up. Verse 5, some fell upon stony places where they had not much earth, and forthwith they sprung up, because they had no deepness of earth.
Like that was trying to break it down. So,
Verse 6, and when the sun was up, they were scorched, and because they had not fruit, they withered away. Verse 7, and some fell among thorns, and the thorns sprung up and choked them. Verse 8, but others fell into good ground and brought forth fruit, some an hundredfold, some 60-fold, some 30-fold. Verse 9, who has ears to hear, let us hear. Verse 37, he answered and said unto them, He that soweth the good seed is the Son of Man. Verse 38, the field is the world. The good seed are the children of the kingdom, but the tares are the children of the wicked one. 39, the enemy that sowed them is the devil. The harvest is the end of the world, and the reapers are the angels.
so,
Matthew 13 and 37. He answered and said unto them, He that soweth the good seed is the son of
18. Father God, 8 times 18.
Book of Matthew chapter 13, verse 18. Hear ye therefore the parable of the sower. When anyone heareth the word of the kingdom and understandeth it not, then cometh the wicked one and catches away that which was sown in his heart. This is he which received seed by the wayside.
Right, so that possible man that he may come up and acquire the word, the soul will come distracted from the word. Is he discouraged or disenchanted by another fellow that comes up and he'll leave?
Yeah.
You know, the Lord isn't like it.
Verse 20. But he that received the seed into the stony places, the same as he that heareth the word, and anon with joy receive it.
Yeah, he get the word. That this is like that he said, David, Solomon, Samson.
Verse 21. Yet hath he not root in himself, but
Yeah, meaning that world in the faith. You gotta be well rooted in the word, outside of it. Because he is the foundation.
Or when tribulation and persecution arise because of the word, by and by he is offended.
I start, I now come to serve the Lord, I saw patience, the test. So, you get the truth, the family come up against you, the woman against you, call you false, weird, bugged out, fire your job, because you got a beard. So he's offended, and ultimately leads to persecution. That person, that individual is going to get offended.
Verse 22. He also that received seed among the thorns, he that heareth the word, and the care of this world, and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, cometh unfruitful.
It's tangled in the world. Because that person, he lost a lot of these promises. Now, years go by, or even months. When I go back into the world, desire to try to get riches of the world. It's his, that person's mindset is more invested in this world than the world to come.
Verse 23. But he that receives seed into the good ground is he that heareth the word and understandeth it, which also beareth fruit, and bringeth forth some an hundredfold, some 60, some 30.
Right? That's the thing. Teach the word, then people come in by your labor. And bring forth the Lord has given each brother different amount of talents. Gifts, spirit. So that there might be scenarios in Israel. One that the good seed that fell good ground, that's the seed that receives 30 places, that's one that's not well rooted in the faith. And one that gets the word of the kingdom in the week come. That's why it's supposed to get into a man that hits how it's always go on the internet. There's someone distracts from this chance and receive the word. Which is the certain part that goes to the Father. Yeah, we want to be that latter end, verse 23. That's to justify us.
Want to be set apart.
Right, right.
In Ecclesiastes 39 and 24. As his ways are plain unto the holy, so are they stumbling blocks unto the wicked.
Look at Hebrews chapter 4 and verse 12. For the words of Yahweh Shai is quick and powerful and sharper than a two-edged sword. Piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intent of the heart. Right, man. Outside its words, that heart shall be revealed because of your house, which is the verse, man. So when we bring out the true interpretation of the scriptures, people you can be able to discern how people feel about the word, whether they be offended or not. Many gonna be offended. Matthew 11:6. But Isaiah 36. Now, by outside, this is the guideline that we're supposed to follow. Salvation.
Matthew chapter 11, verse 6. And blessed is he whosoever shall not be offended in me.
It's a blessed man that's not finished in the gospel. You're not ashamed of the gospel. You know what? People look at your appearance. You know? Guess what? You may be fair to them, but not to get how about your own son. You know? You can't be a beer, but we got the truth. You know what's coming. You know the time is coming. Trust in your how about your son. He gonna deliver that at our station, man. What you gonna trust in the world? You gonna trust in Esau the devil. That's gonna be. That's gonna pop at you the time of calamity, man.
The book of Isaiah.
How you got?
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 13, and verse 10. For the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened in his goings forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine.
Yeah, that's talking about the Lord, God of wisdom, placement. The heart is twofold. Also, you know, says, God, the constellation there shall not get the light. And that's talking about this is like how, you know, all the stars in the sky. So that's history. We're going to focus on the spiritual part.
Isaiah chapter 19, verse 3. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof. The spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof. And I will destroy the counsel thereof. They shall seek to the idols and to the charmers and to them that have familiar spirits.
Guess what? They don't say they ask. You start worshiping Satan, now worship the Most High.
And to the wizards. And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall.
That's your Hamashah, that's the king of terrorists. You know, that's how Lord Yahushua.
The fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord.
As captives, as captives.
Book of Isaiah, chapter 13, and verse 11. And I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and will lay low the haughtiness of their terrible.
Everything that you see makes people forget, man. But again, I was doing home. That's the special about. I said, "What's so good? Pop from the house calling." Always they always be like a seed. People say, "I think God is justice for this." Yeah. You know, especially Jake is spiritual real quick. You know, I go back.
Isaiah chapter 13, verse 12. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir.
Right, that's the elect. Elect is going to be as, said the elect will be more precious than fine gold. You know, now with gold, it's hard to find. You know, because it's greatly in the earth, man. So, you know, sooner than take a trouble, it's going to be hard to find a man in the Lord, man, because the Lord will gonna hide them, man. You know, the Lord's going to shield you. On the next rules of the world, right? This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 10, verse 4. Power of the earth is in the hand of Yahweh, and in due time he will set over it one who is profitable. That's time. Esau, when he rules the earth, that's why the earth is right old, decaying. Because he's not following the ancestors. Not against her. That's the war no more. I'll be close. Back to our hard voice. I was watching brother. I'm sorry, I can't. Like, you know, oil is blood of earth. That's true. Like shit. Right. Why people feel like you like they're just
It's gonna cease. It's gonna shift for a second. It's gonna start ceasing up and shaking. It's gonna stop. You know?
the same to earth, man. The earth has life too.
Oh.
They even got litter floating around in space, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, it sends up peace up to the heavens, man. Condoms then.
Book of Isaiah, chapter 13 and verse 13. Therefore I will shake the heaven, and the earth shall remove out of her place.
Right, man. God's the Lord won't accomplish that. When the ice is for America, it's going to be made from islands. Right, Isaiah 3:1. Earth going real smooth. Yeah, that's tough. Man.
Isaiah chapter 24, verse 20, earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall move like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again.
Right, man.
Transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it.
Transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it.
Revelation chapter 6, verse 13. And the stars of heaven fell unto the earth. Even as a fig tree casteth her trembling figs when she is shaken of a mighty wind. Right. Verse 14, and the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together.
As a scroll, that's the mushroom stuff.
When it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places.
Yes, so every island and mountain grew out of its place, just like the time of Noah. Because the earth, before the flood, the earth was Pangea in all one. So when our flood came, all the conflicts broke off. That's all like a puzzle.
But some of the same began with the lake fire. You know, the Lord may make it through the eyes. The Lord Jake. Tell you how I see on side Jake.
Book of Isaiah chapter 13, verse 13. Therefore I will shake the heaven, and the earth shall remove out of her place in the wrath of Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai of hosts, and in the day of his spirit's anger. And it shall be as the chased bow, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall eat. They shall every man turn to his own people.
Right, man. Going back to the land. They going back to their own.
Lead everyone into their own land. Everyone that is found shall be thrust through.
Right? Everyone that's found, plus, the ICD. Those are allied with so
Proverbs chapter 11, verse 21. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished.
allied to Esau. They have on Psalm 8, verse chapter, because the general Bilderberg discuss matters distraught the nation of Israel. So nation of Israel may be no more remembrance, right?
And everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword.
Right, so fall by the sword. And so allied with them die. That sword is weapons of the nation.
The children also shall be dashed into pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished.
Right? So that's why they can trouble. Also, that's pieces. Dead on the ground. Why? Because the Lord is over the person. The Lord don't give a damn if you do a little bit. You're not serving him. Well, we put it there. It says, also that's people, the house spoiled and the wide marriage. Marriage being great. All these movies, Instagram models, they're gonna be great, man. The ones that take pictures of their ass out or something. Guess what? You know, they gonna be great, man.
Which, if I bring out a quick point, man, it was an incident where this chick, she was doing her OnlyFans, and she had a stalker broke into her house.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it was some Northern Kingdom dude. I don't know, but he broke into her house. She started freaking out. Y'all should have seen, man. I saw that. I was dying, but really, she was in a lot of danger. Now, the dude, I don't know. He seemed disturbed in the head, but if that was somebody with bad intentions, he could have came in with a whole mask and straight spoiled that woman and left and got away with it, man. You know what I'm saying? Like the fans would have been trying to call the cops, but he could have waited till she finished. No, brothers got it.
Nah. Walk by. Purpose other boys on their own. It's person. Hey, realize that you have the Lord. Try not to do it by myself. Right. Try not to take something.
like cloud pop up.
Yeah, I said that. So that's how that's what they call it, triple A. Which is men. To help you with your comeback.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 13, verse 16. The children also shall be dashed into pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver. And as for gold, they shall not delight in it.
Right, so imagine they're not gonna be able to buy themselves out. As well as North Korea, China, other countries that's Russia the main one. So, there's no way that America's gonna buy out Russian business.
Their bows also shall dash their young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of their womb. Their eyes shall not spare children.
Right. The bulls on the silos.
Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 42. They shall hold the bow and the lance.
Right. It's a mess like a spear. Metaphor for Christmas.
They are cruel and will not show mercy.
Isaiah 13, that verse 8, that their bones also dash them in pieces. They shall have no pity on the womb. That's breaking. That's cruel. You gotta have a person.
Their voice shall roar like the sea, and they shall ride upon horses. Everyone put in array like a man to the battle against thee, O daughter of Babylon.
That America was destroyed by not a piece of food. America was destroyed by the ice business.
God.
This is Psalms chapter 137, verse 7. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom.
Yeah, remember, we never forget what they done to us, man. Turned like slave trade, the Indian was at the it's from his time. No, she said there was a kid. You know, hey, but this they were trying to be conference. They were trying to forget all that Cortez. For all Edomites,
Remember 9/11.
yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Remember all these false fucking flags that are going on right now.
Hey, remember the Alamo.
Columbus Day. All this abomination, all this stuff. He wants us to downfall days of our downfall. But he don't want us to remember days after Phil's body. You know?
Celebrate Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
You know,
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving. You know, Christmas. You know,
Hey, remember the Alamo. You know, a whole bunch of Israelites rolled up to Esau and they fucking slayed them in Texas. That really riled up these devils, man. Devils.
Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom, the day of Jerusalem, who said,
Whoa.
raise it, even to the foundation thereof.
Yeah, and I have to understand what was a basic, like they helped burn down the temple. The actual characters found.
Verse 7, remember, O Lord, the children of Edom, the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof.
Yeah, because they was having the Babylonians restored the first temple. Nebuchadnezzar II. And the food that the Edomites were allied with the that the Edomites were in league with the Babylonians to help destroy the temple, first temple. Now,
The first Ezra, chapter 4, verse 44. And send away all the vessels that were taken away out of Jerusalem, which Cyrus set apart, when he vowed to destroy Babylon, and to send them again thither. Thou also hast vowed to build up the temple, which the Edomites burnt when Judea was made desolate by the Chaldees.
the Edomites helped burn the temple, the Chaldees, which were the Babylonians. That was led by Nebuchadnezzar II, which was the Syrians. So Esau helped pull out Christian. That's on that Obadiah 1 and 11. In that day, thou stoodest on the other side in the day of the strangers carried away captive his forces, and foreigners entered into the gate and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even though they was as one of them.
Psalm 137, verse 8. O daughter of Babylon,
Oh,
daughter of Babylon,
oh, daughter of Babylon. So the daughter of Babylon.
who are to be destroyed,
Are to be destroyed.
happy shall he be that rewarded thee, as thou hast served us.
Right, he's got great vision. Exactly, man. He got leaders to captivity, because the Lord is about judgment and justice. This Lord doesn't teach about justice, man. The Lord teaches about favoritism on behalf of the Edomites, because it's their kingdom.
Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little one against the stone.
Right, man, because they do that to us. You know, there's slavery, the alligator bait. How about those bait? The alligators they would tuck the face off. Take the baby out there, like, what? Baby off. It's actually that one of the Edomites, Spaniards, they had bacon. Edomite, the last time they that's against the tree. That's a both northern and southern. Forgive and forget. But don't forget anything that you do to Esau eat.
Man,
Get that. Brought those pieces out.
this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 19, verse 42. They shall hold the pole in the lamps. They are cruel and will not show mercy. Their voice shall roar like the sea, and they shall ride upon horses. Everyone put in array like a man to the battle against thee, O daughter of Babylon.
Daughter of Babylon. Not against Esau. Esau. For that ride upon peace. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 13, and verse 19. And it reads, and Babylon, the glory, start over. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 13, verse 19.
and Babylon, the glory of the kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldeans. Excellency shall be as when power overthrows Sodom and Gomorrah.
That's not an American story. So America got saying judgment as Sodom and Gomorrah, got fire and brimstone ways to be by way of the ice and the Lord can destroy it to fire the chariots if you wanted to. The Lord and Lord magnified his word above his name. The Lord's man his word, he was gonna keep his word, man. The promise. This the last one. This prove everything y'all saying. Both sides of all of it. This book of Daniel, chapter 4, verse 17. And this matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand of the word of the Holy One, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men. They were violent in the earth. It says in Job 30th chapter. They're about to lose it. They about to
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 13 and verse 20. And it reads, it shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation.
Right, that's the marriage. It's not going to be inhabited ever again.
Neither shall the Arabians pitch tents there.
Right, because the Arabians ain't that's not going to be so in America.
Neither shall the shepherd make their folds there.
So it's not going to have a case
But wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there. And the wild beasts of the island shall cry in their desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant palaces. And her time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged.
That time is going to come. That time is fast approaching. So when burn is
Oh.
we can't wait, man. It's coming in a second. Say, come to our Lord, Yahweh, Shah, Mashiach. Understand once the choice can be righteous, shut up and keep. Well, it's righteous. Well, righteous our way. Righteous.
Yahweh, Bashir, Yahweh Shai, Bashir, Yahweh.